And here we go. Hey, everybody. It is Monday, July 6th, 2020. We are here for our celebration call to celebrate the month of June. So thank you guys for coming out. We hope you had a good holiday weekend. We are Dee and Larry Korchin, and we always start a few minutes before 7:28 to do some inspiration as everybody is signing in. And tonight I wanted to share a reading from John Maxwell, somebody you've probably heard of. Back in the fall last year, a few of us from the team, Jordan and Meg and Beth Bilton, we all went to a seminar that he spoke at. And I think he's the epitome of somebody who is constantly growing himself personally so that he can better serve other people. And I think that totally represents what we do as Optavia coaches. So I came across a great article on how he defines success. So you guys can just get comfortable, and Larry is going to read a part of this article to you.
I'll try to make it exciting.
He's got his radio voice on.
I'll have my radio voice. All right, let's go. So this is John Maxwell on success. When will you be successful? If you're like most people, what comes to mind is someday, somewhere off in the future, when you suddenly wake up and think, I made it, I'm a success. That's how most unsuccessful people see success, as something to strive for and hope to reach someday. Each of us has a picture in mind of what we want our career to look like, our family to look like, and yes, from an early age, we often conjure up images of houses, cars, and things we would like to obtain. In many persons' minds, success is something way off in the distance that they will run themselves ragged to get to, if they ever get to it at all. At one time, I viewed success as a place where I would arrive. I defined it as the progressive realization of a predetermined worthwhile goal. But over time, I realized that the definition falls short of the mark. It leads to destination disease, the belief that if we just arrive somewhere, for example, attain a position, accomplish a goal, have a relationship with the right person, we will be successful. But many years ago, I came to a different conclusion about success. All the traditional definitions either made success a destination to reach or required some magic formula to obtain. I began to see success as a journey, an ongoing process of growth. And after over nearly 50 years of knowing successful people and studying the subject, this is the definition of success that I now embrace. Success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. You can see by this definition why success is a journey rather than a destination. No matter how long you live or what you decide to do in life, you will never exhaust your capacity to grow towards your potential, nor will you run out of opportunities to help others. When you see success as a journey, then you never have the problem of trying to arrive at an elusive final destination. And you'll never find yourself in a position where you've accomplished some final goal, only to discover that you're still unfulfilled and searching for something else to do. Another benefit of focusing on the journey of success instead of arriving at a destination or achieving a goal is that you have the potential to become a success today. The very moment that you make the shift to finding your purpose, growing to your potential, and helping others, successful is something you are right now, not something you vaguely hope one day to be. And that's the news.
I think that's so important. You know, we gather here, glad you guys like it. We gather here to celebrate. You know, we're going to celebrate our team with some major accomplishments and celebrate some coaches that have achieved some new ranks. But we never want to forget that any kind of success in Optavia is a reflection of your heart to serve. Hopefully you found your calling to do this, and by planting those seeds and constantly growing yourself. And I just love what he said, that, you know, we are all a success today if we make that decision. So we're going to start off. Larry's going to share some of our accomplishments as a group. You guys are amazing.
Yes, and July was another amazing month, or excuse me, June. We're in July, sorry, thank you. But June is an amazing month, and you guys hit it out of the ballpark again. I mean, if you recall, May was a fantastic month. We did a great job as a team. June was just as great. So let me just kind of read the highlights. record group volume for existing and new clients. So again, we continue to grow. We continue to build the amount of people that we're impacting in the world. We had 355 new clients. We had 25 new coaches and 25 rank ups in the organization. So a huge shout out to all you guys for what you did in June. Now, yep, everybody, shout out. Now, one of the things we want to share, now earlier in June, we had some challenges at the corporate level, okay? The volume was so high in May that they were struggling trying to keep up with all the volume going out the door. And we saw some delays in orders going out the door, and we also saw some service, challenges with just the volume going into the service centers. I want you to know that we have been in touch with corporate, and we've shared our concerns as far as what was going on. They have committed, they've put more people on the service lines, they've increased people in the warehouses, and they're trying to stay ahead of our phenomenal growth, okay? So just an FYI on that. That's one of the reasons why we, D&I, we wanted to share the blessings that you've given us, and we wanted to share that forward in June as far as the incentive we gave at the end of June. And the reason for that was to keep the momentum alive, okay? So we came out of May, we were strong, we had great momentum. At the corporate level, they struggled with some things, and we wanted to keep that going because we saw the volumes that you guys had put in the system in May, and we wanted that to continue in June, because as we got towards the end of June, we saw that there was a wave that was going to hit us in July. Okay, so the people in May ordered, they were delayed a little bit in June, so we saw orders being pushed a little bit. We did that purposely to keep that momentum. So again, July should be, okay, with your efforts, and again, the volumes that we have out there should be a fantastic month. So what that means is serving and serving well into July. So again, we just wanted to share the strategy behind that, and again, where we are as a team.
Yeah, thank you guys for all that you did. So many new people welcomed into the organization. If you are one of those 25 new coaches, we are thrilled that you are here and that you've said yes to this mission with us. Like you said, we had 25 people that ranked up, and we would love to have all 25 speak, but that would be an all-night call. So what we do is we have the people that are newer coaches that reach senior coach for the first time, or maybe their rank was higher than that. We recognize them on this call, and then also anybody that reached a leadership rank of executive director or above. So I do want to give a shout out to a couple of people that either could not be on or that we'll be sharing on Meg and Lauren's call tomorrow night. But a couple of people from our team, let's see, we have Susan Groh, who is a coach under Jeanette Skinner. She reached senior coach for the first time. Jocelyn McCarn, she is a new senior coach under Julie Apple. Candace Williams under Rebecca Davis. What is happening there? Associate director, her first rank up. Tammy Robinson under Pat Daniel, senior coach. Huge shout out to Tiffany Frazier. Tiffany had 3 new senior coaches on her team. They are Alicia Jones, Christy Ashcroft, and Leslie Ashworth. So that is awesome. Leslie was actually a manager for her first rank up. And then Kristen Cotter, congratulations on your new coach, Angelica Allen, who is a senior coach. So congrats to them. And then we do and are excited that we have also Christy Hayden under Lonnie Postel also reached senior coach for the first time. She could not speak tonight. So we do have some that can speak with us, and cannot wait to hear from you. And we're going to start first with a coach from Shauna and Frank Davis's team. She has also really started strong, coming out as a manager her first month. And Monica Lennon, I saw you on, and if you can unmute yourself.
There she is.
There she is. We would love to hear from you. I sent you the questions about your mindset, actions, any challenges you work through, and your best tip for the group.
Okay, well, thank you. I am very honored to be here and being asked to speak about my success. It's very exciting. It's interesting because I come from a hospital system, and I've not had as much kudos in 15 years that I've had then from this organization in a short month. So it's just so welcome, amazing to be a part of this group and be with all you guys. I think my success is the fact that I really just kind of, am a client. And I think I've had such huge success in my weight loss, which kind of caught everybody's attention initially. But I think the bigger piece is just a change in my confidence level, the way I feel. I'm healthier. I mean, I feel like I kind of look younger. I got a spark back. And I think those things are just very things that people notice, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to talk about it when people ask me in the lunchroom, what are you doing? I share, and I think the excitement is contagious, and people are drawn to that spark and that excitement, and they want to know more about it. And it's just, I think the biggest learning piece for me has been how many people really truly feel the same way we all did when we started. There's just so many people out there to help, and I'm welcoming that challenge, and I'm excited about that. It's just very, very fulfilling. I think my biggest challenge has been feeling confident to ask to a phone call. Like, I don't want to be a used car salesman. Um, I want to promote the product, and I do tend to give all my goods away at the beginning. So having to pull back and answer questions without totally giving everything away, to kind of draw their attention, but then be able to sit down and have that very important conversation that we have, has been a bit of that's probably been my biggest challenge, to feel comfortable in that. So that's been my biggest challenge. And then I think my tip to new coaches were, just be your own cheerleader and be confident and proud in your successes. And I think the rest kind of naturally comes. It's amazing. You can work in an industry for 15, 20 years and really just kind of not get as far ahead as you can in this company. So I just think it's amazing, and I'm super excited to be part of the group, and I'm appreciative of all your support and all my new friends. So thank you very much.
Love that, Monica. That kind of energy, you are so right. It is just contagious. And I think that is anybody who is new and watching, to share proudly. And I love your honesty about the fact that sometimes we have to step back and kind of be a beginner and kind of learn that process of how do you bring them to the phone.
Right.
But it will serve you so well in the long run. Probably helping more people. So work closely with Shauna and Frank. They are masters of
they're
that.
Amazing. Yes, they're just, I feel like that is really the most of my success is their belief in me, and just having someone believe in you is huge. So thank you, and kisses to Shauna. I see her.
All right, awesome.
I think Frank might be on here somewhere, but I can see her.
Yeah. And share about coaching. I mean, what's going to be really cool is when somebody's thanking you on this call. So
yeah, right.
Congrats.
Great job.
All right. Also very excited. Zena Friedman brought on a awesome new coach last month, Connie Queen, who is with us. And congratulations to both of you for partnering up. And Connie launched with great success, reaching associate director her first month. I remember, I think one of the calls we had, it was like a health and hope night. And Connie, how many people did you invite to that event? You were about 2 days in as a coach.
Yeah, 71.
You invited 71 people to the Health and Hope Night, or second day as a coach. So tell us more. We want to hear about you and your success so far.
Making that decision to say yes and following it with the commitment and diving. And because what happened is I said yes, like on Sunday, and I got a link from you like the next day to the fundamentals training, watch this video and show up, and I did, and then I came the next week and did my training fundamentals the second week. And then in Dan's call, he had what he called the free association exercise, and I was writing like crazy, and I filled out like 32 of those. And I realized with that, and on a call with you and Zena, that my sphere of influence was so much larger than I believed my tiny little world was right here in my office, right? So that was like a revolutionary shift. And then on the call on that next Monday with Dan, when they introduced the Health and Hope Night, he gave us a formula, which was, he called it the magic number formula. And when you multiply by 8, that if you do this and invite this many will reply, and this many will show up, and this many will say yes. And I knew I didn't want to just get 5 new clients in my first month, that I wanted to get 10. And so I figured out how many people I had to invite. And guess what? They did. You know, he said it worked. So I just did it. And then what happened is I stuck to the scripts. I've had lots of years of training. I always like to think that I need to know the answers, but I did exactly what you told me. You said, look, we've got all of this and it works, and you've been doing it and y'all been reaching great heights. And so I replicated exactly what you've done. And then I scheduled to complete my coach's certification. I set aside 2 consecutive days, just a couple of hours each time, and finished that. And then I posted my own results in the Facebook group. And then once again, when people followed me, I took my little script and copied and pasted and put it right back in there. And they wanted a health assessment, and they just kept going yes. And if they said no, I know it's a not now. And yes, I absolutely did have some 3 limiting, deep-seated old beliefs that came up and were trying to chatter in my head. You know, I've got a great life. Why do I want to go and do something like this right now? And so what I needed to do was to continuously get a bigger why. And then that old fear of what are people going to think about me, right? And then, oh dear, what if I fail? And I had to remind myself that people are not failures. Sometimes the things that I do or people say no may seem like mistakes along the way. And my experience in my life shows me that they have been only launching pads for the next success that you were talking about, Larry. And also my opportunity to learn and grow myself as a person. And what I did, the one thing that I did that helped me through that is that I told on my stinking thinking. You know, when it gets up here in my head and that chatter starts, and because it wants to keep me feeling isolated and alone. And this community is not about that at all. It's about serving. It's about connecting. It's about providing what we need. And so I talked with Zena. I talked with you, Dee, and Larry even got on an Explore call with me, and I learned more on that call, even though the client didn't even show up. I invited my husband, Ross, and we had a great little 30 minutes. I learned a ton by that. And so no matter what my mind wants to tell me, you know, I feel the fear and do it anyway, just like Susan Jeffers' book talks about. And my biggest tip is, this is something that I've taught in my own coaching practice for years, is embrace the rocks and pebbles and sand analogy. I took what matters to me most, my values and my why, and I put them in the jar. And then the pebbles and the things that I wanted, I created a calendar and held space in the calendar for my spiritual time in the morning, for my feelings, and also for the spaces for health assessments, for new clients to show up. I hold the space for them. So I know when I've got time, it's already allocated when I invite them to come. I give them those specific times like it tells us to ask for. And anything else, all that sand. I live in Phoenix, and so I just imagined a great big old dust storm coming through and blowing all that sand away and that I don't need anymore. That's the people, places, and things like bright, shiny objects that always used to distract me from going for what matters most in my life. And that's my calling, to be of service to other people. That's so beautifully aligned with this company. And each day I get up to recommit, and, you know, I relax, I do my part. And most of all, I'm having fun with everything that I'm doing. It's just a blast. And so I'm going to keep doing this. And thank you so much for being the leaders that you are in the community that it is. I just love it. Thanks.
Connie, thank you so much. That was awesome. I mean, you know, I don't even know what to say. You gave us so much right there. So much appreciate that. And one of the things you said early on, one of the things is your coaches and your mentorship line. Your mentors are always in your best interest, right? They're always going to be there for you to tell you what's the next possibility, where there's money and opportunities for you. And they're always going to lay that out for you if you want to go there. So again, just remember that they're there for you, and they're in your best interest all the time. Connie, excellent stuff. Thank you so much, and so excited for your growth. And Ross, I know he's your support too. So
Yeah.
And I love that you brought up the honesty. You know, sometimes, you know, I remember when I would be on, it really still could happen today. You know, we can hear something, actions that somebody else is doing and be like, 71 people, like I invited 4. We can like let the chatter, you know, take us down a path, and think that somebody has something special that we don't. But you were so honest about your own voices in your head, but your clarity of what you wanted, and your clarity to recognize they were just voices. It wasn't real, you know, and that negative chatter. So thanks for your honesty about that. I think that meant a lot to me. So thank you.
I know why you're friends with Zena. So
The energy.
it's energy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. So we have 2 new leaders on our team, you guys. I am really excited to introduce, she's a coach under Lori Cole, and have known Whitney for a while. And Whitney is like me. She plays the long game, and she sets a goal, and she is gonna do it. She's gonna figure it out, and she is a queen of loyalty and consistency in her business. So Whitney, we are so excited that you have reached executive director, and love for you to unmute yourself and share with us a little bit.
Thanks, Dee. I'm really excited to have finally reached executive director. I started back in November of 2018. I've always been that person that is a quick study, things come fast. I got my CAD bonus my first month, and I thought executive director was going to come the month after, and it took a good bit longer than that. So for me, I've learned the patience and persistence game. Your questions that you sent, you know, have you faced any challenges? What are your challenges that you've dealt with? Mine have actually been outside of the Optavia world. I had a severe trauma in my family very close to me right after our Momentum Bootcamp last year, that put me at the head of the family and the business for my entire livelihood. So what I had hoped would be Optavia Momentum taught me to just do what I can, just keep going. Maybe I didn't get 3, 3, and 3 every single day, but I got a Facebook post in there. I talked to somebody, and it's really that consistency. It takes time. I still to this day think about that bamboo tree from the Momentum Camp like last year that you water for, 8 years before it ever puts out a shoot or anything like that. And Lori's been a fantastic cheerleader the entire time, no matter what. I'll never forget standing in Grady Hospital and her saying, okay, who do I need to call for you today? And so that leadership is there for you no matter what. But it's really just, for me, we talk about it's not a no, it's just not now with our clients. And it hit me just a minute ago. It's not a no to your rank up. It's just not now sometimes. You're not there yet. And sometimes it takes longer to get there. And comparison is a big one for me that I've had to step back and, okay, you know, I'm so excited that these people have hit that this month. I'm so glad it's their time. It's not your time. And when it's not your time, you really kind of learn after the fact, why not? And that's okay. So that's my big takeaway from finally hitting executive director. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to. It's had some hardships that I wasn't necessarily planning on, but now that I'm finally here, I intend to stay here, and I'm super excited about it. Actually, I don't want to stay here. I want to get some coaches under me and move a little bit higher, you know. But consistency, persistence, and patience. If you're not that quick starter, that's okay. Stick with it. You'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney. You nailed it. You nailed it. And I've said this many times to the group, and, you know, Larry and I have always viewed this as the long game, you know, and some of our growth along the way took longer, you know, us several years. It seemed like somebody else did it in a long weekend, you know, but you're right. And when we arrive there, you know, the timing is always right. We don't necessarily recognize it along the journey, but we either emotionally or whatever it is, that when it does happen, the timing is right. So congratulations, and thanks for sharing that.
Great job, Whitney.
And what was really fun was Lori Cole was running hard. Lori Cole is Whitney's coach and was running hard with her to help her achieve this goal, really, really close. Y'all, Lori did not even realize, I'm just going to tell on her, she did not even realize that this was going to affect her. Like, this reflects the heart of our company, that this is what we do, right? Is we throw ourselves into helping other people. So big congratulations to Lori Cole, who reached the rank of national director, which means she has 3 executive directors that are on her team. So Lori, we can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you. It was a really funny story because I was running with Whitney. We were shaking the bushes. We were doing everything we could there at the end. And Dee texted me and was like, congratulations on your rank up. And I was like, I don't even, what do you mean, Whitney? You know, I was so shocked. So it was a fun surprise. You know, I have been a teacher for 25 years and I'm stepping out of the classroom for the first time and kind of leaping into this whole thing. And I put a lot of pressure on myself. So when Dee asked about it, my mindset, one of the things that I would just want to remind you guys is just to relax into the process. I've had some great time to do some training, and Dan Bell in one of the trainings that I'm watching is just really singing my song right now. And I feel like it's about just more, the more I work on myself, the more people are more engaged to what I'm doing and start coming. So like last month, I had one of my highest frontline volumes ever, and I was shocked. It was just like it kept coming in. And I know it's really hard once you get inside your own head to step out of that and just be like, okay, I'm going to relax and have fun. And I think I've said this now for a couple of months on this call, but when Dee said that, she was like, are you having fun? And at the moment I was like, no, because I'm striving and I'm ruminating and I'm trying to produce things that are just not ready. The fruit's not ready. And so my biggest challenge really is to step outside of my own head and relax into the process, to trust the leaders, to do the stuff, to do my Facebook, to be vulnerable in that and my Facebook posts about things that, you know, are real. I'm not some health superhero. But to be vulnerable, and it attracts people. And I've had more people, the longer I've done this, the more I see people coming around that will say, I've been watching you they never like a post. They never comment, they never message me, and they come around. So I just encourage you to keep doing the stuff and it'll happen. And then the last thing, my best tip is just to get engaged and involved. I mentioned Dan Bell's training, and there's training on any subject that you could possibly want. And if you need help with that, your leadership is ready to point you in that direction, because we all have heard of something or can find something for you. But if there's an area where your blind spot is, if it's getting people to the phone, or if it's client acquisition or kind of sealing it, then we can all help with that. Walking with your clients, asking for referrals. I mean, there's something out there. We got a lot of smart people. And I think the beauty of this is that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Everything's done for us. So just pressing into it and relaxing and having fun and enjoy those surprise rank ups.
So great.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. We're talking about Whitney, and we're like, did you realize? She had no clue. She had no clue. So that's awesome. That's a fun gift right there. So as we're getting close to wrap up, we have one more speaker tonight, so please don't jump off early. A couple things for July. Again, mentioned earlier, let's continue our growth mindset. Okay, so clients and coaches out there, things look, like I said earlier, things look great. So keep supporting your clients well, stay in contact with them, encourage them. And, you know, encourage them in this dark world. I mean, what we are doing in a dark world right now is so important. So recognize how important people are waiting for your voice, even if they may not answer the phone. Leave a voicemail, that text. It's so important for people to hear from you. So do that. Keep your energy. It has a ripple effect. Remember, things things take time sometimes to hit that shore, right? So you drop it in the water, it may take a little bit to reach to that individual that needs to hear your message. So please stay in the game, stay consistent. That's an important thing as far as success. Personal development, just an FYI, there's a Habit Finder session at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, July 7th, for those that are interested in Habit Finder and Habit Finder training. If you're not sure what Habit Finder is, because you're a new coach, please reach out to your mentorship team. But again, that's a training tool, a company that we use, and it's been very effective for a lot of the leaders here.
And they're going to speak specifically on summer energy. You know, that sometimes there can be a mental kind of relaxation, but they're going to talk about what that actually is. They really talk about thoughts in the brain and how that impacts our actions. So it would be great if you attended that, just to gather about that. And they'll talk about that ripple effect that Larry said. And the details of that are in the announcements on Coaches Opt for Change.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about college football. So anyway. Lastly, Optavia Together Live. That is our conference. Again, we've gone virtual in this COVID world. So again, the conference this year is going to be virtual, and that's on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So please register. And again, you can register and invite people to that as well. So again, check out all the options out there. And if you need guidance, check with your mentorship. And now, back to you.
Yeah. So yeah, we've mentioned before, you guys. So Optavia Together Live, every coach on this call, if you've made time for tonight, you want to make time to be at that event. Events are game changers, whether they're in person or virtual. And wanted to have Mary Weathern speak tonight. She attended Business Momentum back in February. It was her very first Optavia event. And Mary, if you could just take a minute or two and just kind of share what that experience did for you as a newer coach and your vision.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, yes, I had just been coaching for a month, so the timing couldn't have been better, but I had no idea how much I had to learn that was out there for me. And Business Momentum offered so many sessions. I'm one of those people that goes to a conference and likes to sit in the back of a breakout session, because if it's not just everything, then I'll pop to another one and pop to another, because I just want to hear everything and get as much as I can out of it. Well, this worked out to be great because the sessions were recorded, so I could go back and listen and really take it in. And what I try to do, what I try to do on something like that is I tried to take just at least a nugget away from every session. I had notes, just pages. But when I went back, listened to the session again, or looked over what I had taken notes from, I tried to pick one main thing and run with that from every session, so that I had just a little bit of something from everything, although so many of the things they say do overlap, and you start seeing that theme that comes out. But one of the biggest things that conference helped me with when I was such a new coach was shifting my mindset from selling a diet that I was on, or that had been working for me, to a system of healthy living, and how much I wanted that for other. I knew I wanted it for other people, but how I projected myself and spoke about it from then on has really made a difference in how I talk about it, post about it, and share it with others. So that was the biggest thing. It's just, it really helped me see the vision of the company, and gosh, the heart of Dr. A. He, just to see him speak and how emotional he is. And then the leadership within the company, hearing all these great people and the potential that we have to be those people.
Mary, thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Again, you know, it's getting that that vision, right? The vision that we have, that again we want to share with others, and we want others to have that. Again, it like you said, it's not a diet program, and we're not selling anything here. We're offering a change in people's lives, and that's the key thing. So thank you for sharing, because it is so important. As you mentioned, it's important to see that perspective, not just from your mentorship team, but from others. So Awesome. Well, another celebration Monday here, and we're just so thankful and so excited for everything you guys are doing to help people out there. Just onward. I mean, again, make it a great month. Look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. And again, please work closely with your coaches and your mentorship team. And again, if we can help, by all means, reach out to us.
We will be back to the fundamental skills training next week. So we'll send out the message on that with the advanced training. And Shauna Davis is going to lead us in that conversation next week. So thanks, you guys. We love you all. Congratulations to every single person on this call for what you contribute to our team and to the world. We love you. Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Bye.